today's video is about how to attract things by actually letting go of them. How to attract things by detaching from them. Sounds crazy, but it works. But before we get there, you know what I'm going to ask you guys to do. I need you to go below, subscribe to my channel if this is your first time here. If this isn't your first time here, welcome back. And again, I appreciate you. Turn on the notifications. That way you will always know when I will be posting or when something has come up. Again, I usually post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is going to be, or it has been my regular schedule. So I give you guys time to do that, and then we'll just tap right into it. All right, guys, are you ready? I hope you have your pen and your pad because we are going to tap in so deep on this topic that you're going to forget. So you might as well just get ready to save the video, have your pen and your pad so you can write down these notes and always refer back to them, just, for a freshener on how to let go and detach of things that you truly want in life. So let's tap in. Okay, so like I've been doing lately, I've been writing things down on my pad because sometimes I get so engulfed in the conversation or on a certain topic that I just jump off topic and I forget where I am. So the first thing that you have to do in order to detach from something that you want is you cannot be overly obsessed with whatever it is that you want, and you can't attach yourself too heavy into what you want. And the reason why is because you give off you give off a desperate energy, and desperate energy is different from positive energy. Desperate energy usually causes confusion and chaos. How do they say it? Desperate times calls for desperate measures, and desperate measures are something that you wouldn't normally do. It's a way that you wouldn't normally act, or a way that you wouldn't normally speak. So the energy that you're putting out there, it's a desperate energy, and it's causing negativity into what you want. So instead of attracting it to you, it's actually pushing it away from you. It's okay to be a little nervous. It's okay to be a little anxious because you're wanting something. But when you go too hard and it messes up the frequency, the vibration of the frequency of what it is you're trying to achieve. So what I suggest you do in that case is just envision what it is that you want, right? You sit back and you contemplate and you're thinking, and you're like, okay, I want this, or I want to be at this place, or I want this type of job, or I want to live in a certain section of my neighborhood. So what I suggest you do is envision it, manifest it, pray on it, meditate on it, whatever you normally do in order to attract things into your life. I need you to do those things. And once you do those things, you have to sit back. You envisioned it, you manifested, you prayed upon it. Now you have to let it go out into the universe so that it can manifest itself and it can return to you. Because at the end of the day, what is yours is going to be yours if you allow it to be yours. If you jump in the way and you create an obstacle, then it's no longer yours, or it's going to take longer to get to you. So you have to, just envision it, pray on it, meditate on it, and then let it free, let it go out into the universe. Let's say you want this dream job, right? The first thing you do is envision yourself in a job. Second thing you do is you research the qualifications for that job. You make sure that you have the qualifications. Then you go into what I would do is study people or speak to people who have worked in that position or in that field. Then you apply for the job. And then once you apply for the job, you get the interview or whatever. You go in there and you ace it. You ace it. You know that you've aced it. You walk out of there, you feel good, you feel great. You like, yeah, that's all me. and then you have to let it go. You have to let it go by detaching from it, because you can't just feel like I aced that interview and then wake up tomorrow and call them like, yo, y'all finished interviewing, or call and send an email like, how did I do in an interview? Absolutely, you cannot do that. You can send an email, thank you for taking your time out to interview me. That is it. Let go, detach yourself from it, and move on. Now, during your attachment period, what I would suggest that you do is find something else that makes you happy. Just follow people that's on a path because it's making you happy, but you've detached from you applying for that job. Just, those are just some samples that I had regarding letting go. Oh, another thing is you have to trust the universe. You have to trust the universe. You absolutely have to have faith that it will come to you, but you also have to understand that it will come to you in the time in which you need it and in the time in which you are ready for it. So you have to prepare yourself. It's just like being pregnant. I know I use a lot of analogies, but it's just to kind of make you guys understand things a little bit easier. Just say that you wanted to conceive a child and you were having difficulties conceiving or whatever, you and your mate. So you go to the doctor, you get fertility pills, whatever the case is, and now you become pregnant. So what you have to do is you have to take find happiness in the pregnancy. You have to find happiness and joy in the process of being pregnant. But what you also do is you prepare yourself for the baby. You're not attached to the point of when the baby gets here, but what you're actually doing is you're preparing for it, because you have to make a way for something that you want. So you start setting up the nursery, you start buying baby clothes or what have you, but you're not actually sitting around going, oh, what if this pregnancy doesn't work? What if it doesn't last? What if something happened? What if I go in early? Because again, when you do that type of thing, you're interfering with the universe, because once you start stressing during pregnancy, you know that it causes other issues to happen. So just like with anything else, you have to find a blessing in it, enjoy where you are, and live in that moment and not worry about what's going to happen later. So you're actually detaching yourself from the labor part of the pregnancy while you enjoy the pregnancy itself. So another example. Okay, I've heard this story from Steve Harvey, and I thought that this was like a really perfect analogy for what we're talking about right now. Before he was, Steve Harvey, super rich guy, whatever, he wanted a car. He wanted a new car because the car he had was broken down. So he had the car in his driveway broken down. And his mom said to him one day, you keep saying you want a new car, but you haven't gotten rid of the old car yet. It wasn't a working car. So it's like, move that car out of the way to allow something new to come in its spot. And that's all we have to do in life. We have to learn to, detach ourselves from the things that we want so they can manifest and come into our lives peacefully. They can come into our lives with a blessing, because we possess so much power. We possess the power of negativity as well as positivity. But a lot of times we dwell on the negative, the what ifs, the how is it going to happen, when is it going to happen, what's going to happen to allow it to get where it needs to be, instead of just saying, I know this is for me, I know it's mine, I envisioned it, I prayed on it, I meditated on it, now I'm going to sit back and wait. So I don't know if you guys had any questions or if you have any comments about this topic. If you do, leave something below. Let me know how you feel about the topic. Let me know if you've had anything that you've detached yourself from in order to manifest it in your life. If this is your first time ever hearing about that, let me know about that too. And then try it and come back and let me know if it worked for you or if it didn't work for you.